shakes. He speaks, the mountains smoke. He speaks, kings and queens die. He is the prophet. This is Sollog. That's SOLLOG.com. Following is a segment from one of my podcast series. You can find my podcasts on Sollog.com.
Okay, this is Sollog, SOLLOG. My site is Sollog.com. You go there, and this is all about my prophecies. I also have my art in there. I'm a listed artist in museums. I've written over 100 books. So you just click around and see the stuff. Now, if you want to read my prophecies, you can go to the blog. So you click on the blog, and that'll open up this page here where you see a book about my prophecies. You click that on, that'll take you to one ebooks where you can download my prophecy book that organizes them all in order. I only wrote 60 prophecies that were released to Usenet. Also wrote a book with 1,000 quatrains in it like Nostradamus. Now, on this blog page, you can click on prophecies, and that'll open up my free section of prophecies. And you can see there that almost all of them are listed by the years that they were released, going back to 1995. They were all released to Usenet, so they're all in sequential order, the important ones. And when you're reading my prophecies, you'll also see on my sites links to articles. And one goes to 24/7 News about how right now, in the middle of January, or the end of January 2023, today is January 26th, lead articles that NASA's tracking 6 asteroids. If you go to that article, there's all this information with links to different videos and sites and podcasts and stuff like that. And basically what 24/7 News is talking about is that for over 25 years, I've been warning that in 2020 a plague was going to happen, and it did, COVID. And then I was also warning that an asteroid would strike shortly after 2020. About 10 years ago, I narrowed that down to 2023. So you can see here on YouTube, there's a video from 8 years ago talking about after 2020 an asteroid was going to occur. And then here in 4 years ago, this is what I said.
If you read my prophecies, you can see that this is all connected to a future asteroid strike. The government is hiding the fact that a killer asteroid is going to kill 99.9% of the people in the year 2023. January 20th is the window that I've been writing about for almost 20 years, that this huge quake is going to take out most of humanity. So you need to get to the high mountains of Canada, South America, and North China. You're being lied to, people, by every government agency around. You need to spread this video, get it to people so they can do their own research, and you need to start relocating to the high mountains of the safe zones. Because when that asteroid hits, after 2022 and the beginning of 2023 is the window that I've been writing about for almost 20 years, along with this huge increase in quakes and hurricanes. Okay, so now the government and all the big media companies and big internet companies are starting to clamp down on my writings. They disabled my Facebook page. They're taking down videos of mine on YouTube. I'm about to go into federal court and sue all these companies for banning my work, trying to warn you people. site, Sollog.com. You can donate to my site and try to get this message out to as many people as possible so we all can start moving to the safe zones.
So, all this stuff's time-stamped, people. I've been talking about the January 2023 asteroid. Then also on my site and on 24/7 News, there's a podcast link. And if you go to that podcast link, you'll see a few years ago I started saying that, there is a good chance that the Greys were going to intervene and break it up. And now what we're seeing from NASA is that they've basically found this week 6 asteroid fragments flying real close to Earth, and then this weekend another 6. So there's like a dozen asteroid fragments, which is exactly what would have happened if the asteroid was broken up, as I said it was probably going to be, by the Greys. So you need to go here and listen to the podcast where I warned that a few years ago the Greys would intervene. So here's the link at the bottom. The podcast is on iPodcast on Apple. So you can see here's Apple Podcast. And years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, I did this podcast. And it says the Greys to save the Earth from the asteroid. So the time that I was saying the asteroid strike is in 2023, that the Greys were going to intervene. And now we have all of a sudden 12 asteroid fragments. So the Earth didn't end, thank God, in this reality. In other realities it probably did. But in this reality that we're all currently in, where I have a bad heart and I had 8 heart attacks this year. So I'm just scraping by day to day, barely surviving, due to a freak accident where I had a blood clot destroy most of my heart by the incompetence of the hospital staff. I told them not to do a procedure. It could create a blood clot that would kill me or destroy most of my heart. And the blood clot went to my heart, and lucky I had a great heart because now I got 20% function. So I'm not in good shape. You're talking about maybe doing a transplant to, let me live a little longer. But 2022 was a rough year for me. I had 3 heart attacks in March and 5 heart attacks in October because of 20% heart function. But yet, people, I'm still here. So you can go to my site, you can go to 24/7 News and read the articles, read the prophecies. And yeah, I wrote over 100 books. They're all on 1eBooks. You go to 1eBooks and see my books. And at the end of every book I've written the past 28, 29 years, this is a chapter about 2020. So these books are old, written almost 30 years ago. Some of them 20 years ago, some of them 10 years ago. It's all about 2020 and the Great Plague, and then shortly after that, the asteroid strike. And then I narrowed it down to January 2023, and then after I put that date out there, I said, hey, let's back up a little bit. The Greys in some realities are going to intervene, and now we got 12 asteroid fragments zooming by the Earth. Now here's JPL, here's NASA. They've never seen a week like this where you all of a sudden have so many asteroids. Now Apophis is the big asteroid that, after I had written about, there's an asteroid in the future, Apophis was found, and now they put that out to 100 years from now. But it's still a potential killer, and my prophecies was out there way before NASA ever found out. Now, here's the asteroid and comet watch. There's a rare green comet in the solar system right now, and I had written a prophecy about a green comet as the final sign before the asteroid strike. So the green comet entered the solar system in December of 2022, and it's now eye visible in the morning. So all the heavenly signs that I've been giving in my prophecies were validated. We had the green comet, and now the time that I had warned that, we were supposed to be hit by a killer asteroid, we all of a sudden have a whole bunch of fragments floating by. So this week we've already had 5 fragments. You can go to jplnasa.gov, and they have a page that tracks the 5 closest asteroid approaches. Now, the other day, this was all about this week. There was 5 asteroids this week. Now, there's another 5 for this week. So, some of these are huge. Some of them aren't that far away, 6,200 miles. And this is the one that's going to be today. 2023 BU. It's the size of a bus, basically, and now they're saying it's going 6,200 miles from Earth. Earlier in the day, it was 2,000 miles. So it's not as close as they thought it was going to be. But you can see this is all recent stuff that's coming this week. And we just had 5. So, people, these are fragments. These are the fragments of the asteroid that was supposed to destroy the Earth. But the Greys intervened exactly as I warned. Exactly like my podcast said. So, different realities. It hit. Most of humanity died. Other realities, the Greys intervened and blew it up. Well, that's where I think we are right now, is that the fragments are proof that there's been an intervention, and it coincides with my asteroid warning. Now, if you go and study my prophecies, people, what you're going to find out is I've been accurate a long time. And I was even put in jail by the U.S. government. There's 6 case sites up in SCOTUS about how I was tortured in U.S. prisons 15 years ago when Bush had me after 9/11 in U.S. jails illegally for false cases. Bush got out of presidency, and then all of a sudden everything went away, and I've been out free walking around. But since then, Google, Facebook, Twitter, they've all ganged up with a conspiracy by the government to silence me. So it's very hard to find information about me. So you go to Google, you look for Sollog. I used to have, the whole first page. Now you got to really do a deep search to even find anything relevant about me. I've been mentioned, years ago in the 1990s all over the world, foreign media especially, about my prophecies. So I had a lot of fame in the 1990s, over 1 million people a day to my sites. And now almost no one goes to my sites. Why? Because you can't find my sites. They're all hidden by Google. I got a $1 trillion judgment on Google. Twitter canceled over 101 media sites that were, promoting me. I sued Twitter, got a $1 trillion judgment on Twitter, and Jack Dorsey resigned the day the judgment came in an international court. So, the governments and big tech are trying to keep my information from you. Go in and read my books. A lot of it is to help humanity. Got a lot of theories about math and physics. And my prophecies were very accurate, people. This is Sollog, S-O-L-L-O-G, from Sollog.com. Check out my site, and have a great day.
kings and queens died. He is the prophet.